You just said you would campaign to remain. So you would apparently get a great deal, even though the EU would know that all of you at the top of the Labour Party want to stay in the European Union. So what's in it for them to give you a good New Deal? Nothing. And then you're all going to actively campaign against this great New Deal you claim to have fought and won for the country. Do you understand how ridiculous this sounds?
I don't think it is ridiculous. Well, I've always said that I think our future is better if we remain within the European Union.
So when Labour says now that actually what they want is to throw it back to the people, in fact, if you're the government, almost every member of the government, Emily Thornberry, you, Jeremy Corbyn and others, actually just want to not respect the results of the referendum, as Jeremy Corbyn said you would do, but you want to actually actively campaign to stop Brexit happening. That's really the truth, isn't it?
But if the people will have the final say, and will act on what they say. I mean, that's democracy.
But the people had their say in the referendum. I mean, do you understand why people, when they hear that, they go, hang on, I thought we had our say. As Jeremy Corbyn said, a result was delivered. It was a single question referendum. I campaigned for a different result. We didn't get it. You have to respect the results of that referendum. The people had their say. Labour wants to ignore that and say, that didn't happen, we're going to have another one. And I say, as someone who voted Remain, that's not democracy. That's not respecting the referendum. That's disrespecting democracy and the referendum.
But MPs in Parliament of all parties haven't been able to agree on the correct way to interpret that referendum, have they?
Mr. Ashworth, can I ask you if...
But the problem is, the problem is, you want to remain, and so do most of the people in the shadow cabinet. That's the problem. And so does most of Parliament. 3/4 of Parliament voted to remain like you. And there has been no will of Parliament to deliver Brexit. There's been a will to stop Brexit happening.
Okay.
And Labour, who promised to respect the referendum, is now plotting and planning to stop Brexit happening. You've just said that if there was a second vote, and you were the government and you called a second vote, you would actively campaign to stop Brexit happening.
And my question was going to add to that, Mr. Ashworth, because I just want to add a corollary, which is if I was a voting Brexiteer in your constituency or wanting to vote for the Labour Party, what motivation then, if you're all going to campaign for Remain, does a Brexiteer have to vote for the Labour Party?
Well, we will actually negotiate a new deal, which is in the interest of jobs, in the interest of the, maintains the environmental safeguards, the workplace rights. We think will actually be better for the NHS because we'll have the smooth transition of medicine imports and exports
and
at the borders.
And then you would campaign against it.
And then we would put that to the British people.
And you would campaign against it.
Well, we would put that to the British people, and ultimately the British people would decide.
Yeah, but you just said you would campaign to remain. So you would apparently get a great deal, even though the EU would know that all of you at the top of the Labour Party want to stay in the European Union. So what's in it for them to give you a good New Deal? Nothing. And then you're all going to actively campaign against this great New Deal you claim to have fought and won for the country. Do you understand how ridiculous this sounds?
I don't think it is ridiculous. We're negotiating a new deal to safeguard jobs, safeguard the various environmental and workplace rights that we get through our membership of the European Union. Keep us in a customs union trading arrangement, which is the interest of prosperity of families. But then we'll also put the option to the British people that if they want to remain, they can do. That's democracy.
No, the one thing it probably isn't is democracy.
And if I come back here with a working majority in Parliament, then I will get Parliament working again for you. On day one of the new Parliament in December, we will start getting our deal through so we can get Brexit done in January and unleash this country's potential. We'll put uncertainty behind us. Families and businesses will be able to plan. Let's make 2020 the year of investment and growth, not the year of two referendums. Let's get Brexit done and unleash the potential of the whole United Kingdom. Thank you very much.